I'm Carl Anthony with AutoSens TV here at AutoSens Brussels 2019 from the AutoWorld Museum, speaking today with a person we have spoken with quite a bit, a member of the AutoSens family, Dave Tokic, who is the Vice President of Marketing and Strategic Partnerships for Algolux. And Dave, once again, it's good to get caught up with you.
Absolutely. Really excited to be here this year.
So Dave, give us an overview of Algolux. For those who may not be familiar with the company, give us a high-level view of what you do.
Well, Algolux is really focused deeply on autonomous vision, really being able to provide very robust and scalable perception and imaging capabilities for the automotive industry, both for ADAS and autonomous vehicles. And the real challenge that we're seeing from our customers, the OEMs and Tier 1s, are that they're dealing with big challenges for robustness and scalability. And when we say robustness, we mean, can the system, the vision system, operate under good conditions as well as the harsh ones, low light, bad weather, things of that nature. And then there's a big challenge with scalability, which is how do you develop and deploy these networks across different architectures, different cameras, different sensor modalities, different processing platforms, and that's a massive investment for the companies to develop and deploy.
So why is it then, Dave, why are these technologies important in this space? Is there a safety component to it? Is it a cost reduction component? What are the advantages to robustness?
It definitely all comes down to safety. If you're driving in the rain, if you're driving in the snow, even in sunny weather with the sun coming into the car, there is this challenge of making sure you're perceiving your environment correctly. Personal story, my son was actually in a rainy scenario riding his bike and got hit by a car earlier this year. Unfortunately, he's fine, but it was a perfect example of this car, if it had robust perception, should have applied its emergency braking and not hit him. And so safety is paramount, and that's why as a company we're doing everything we can and providing a novel approach to improving that robustness for perception.
And there's a lot of stories out there like this, Dave, of people who've said, I've had a family member, a close call. So I would imagine that event with your son has inspired you even more in your work.
Absolutely. I mean, the industry metrics of 40,000 people a year that perish from automobile accidents in the U.S. alone, over 1 million annually per worldwide. I mean, that is a big motivator for sure. But I think the other thing also is how do we improve mobility in general and provide a lot more utilization of these systems. A lot of these systems will shut down under these harsh conditions. And for autonomous vehicles, that means that service cannot be used without a driver at night or in bad weather. Yeah.
So Dave, at the display here, if an attendee comes up and visits with you, what will they see here at your table? What do you have here?
Thank you for asking. We've got our EOS perception, embedded perception technology, which is a deep learning based approach that is a kind of a new architecture for perception systems. We are doing some pretty interesting things of taking raw sensor data, whether it's camera or other modalities, and learning the best way to deal with those harsh cases, low light, bad weather, etc., and are massively outperforming the accuracy metrics versus other standard or industry, leading perception stacks today. And that's EOS. And then Atlas, if your team is trying to tune a camera for image quality, it's a painful manual process. And so what Atlas does is apply optimization-based approaches to automate and provide an optimal parameter set for that image signal processor to provide the best image quality output either for visual consumption or for computer vision, which is impossible to do manual today because you don't know what an image should look like for an algorithm, right? Yeah.
So Dave, when I was packing for Brussels and getting ready to come here, I got a notification on my phone. It was an email from you, a press release, some pretty exciting news. So let's take a minute to talk about that.
Absolutely. So yeah, earlier this week we were very fortunate and honored to be a recipient and being named as an IDC Innovator for Computer Vision. IDC being one of the premier market industry analyst firms out there. And so we were one of 5 companies of under $100 million in revenue worldwide that was selected for that designation. So super, super humbled and thrilled to be recognized that way.
It seems like the Algolux mantra is full steam ahead. You guys just haven't quit since you've hit the scene. So going forward, Dave, what are some future goals? Where do you see the company going in the next 5 or 10 years?
Wow, that's a great question. So we are a leading perception company. We see a huge opportunity here to fulfill the needs in the ADAS market across not only cameras, but expand to multiple sensor modalities, as well as in the AV space, where this is one of the critical challenges that these companies are facing today. We're primarily focused on really trying to help provide that full stack and continue to build up the stack to provide robustness across that entire application space.
So Dave, with all the things you oversee at Algolux, what is your favorite, if you had to pick a favorite part of the job, what would it be?
Coming here to AutoSens now. But yes, actually AutoSens has been fantastic for us. For me, it's definitely been working with customers. We get so much insight into, one, what the challenges that they're dealing with, which are technically deep. And then second, it's really an alignment around helping them fulfill this requirement around safety for drivers, for pedestrians, and really understand where they see their next generation's requirements, what they are, and how can we best respond to that and fulfill that need. And that makes it really exciting for us.
So Dave, you have a very, we'll say very robust company with Algolux. In the last few minutes that we have, is there any final thoughts you have, anything that we may have missed that's still important to cover?
Yeah, I think for me, we are very excited to be working within this community. I think we've gotten an amazing reception and momentum across the OEMs and Tier 1s and Tier 2 supply base. I think the last challenge is we're not going to take our feet off the pedal. We're going to continue to basically be leading the industry in terms of robustness and scalability for these and accuracy for these systems, and look forward to growing as a whole with the industry.
And we look forward to watching that growth and being with you for the journey, Dave.
Great. Thank you very much, Carl.
Speaking today with Dave Tokic from Algolux. For more AutoSens Brussels and for more AutoSens TV, like, subscribe, and share.